This is the Soulverse Podcast, episode 22. I am Jessica Delmar. I assist in strengthening your knowledge of who you truly are as a powerful creator being during these powerfully shifting times. And today we are continuing to take a break from all the information we've been talking about regarding the gut mind, and I want to dive into this August full moon and Lionsgate portal that is coming up around 8/8, although we are technically in the Lionsgate, but really the thick of it is on August 8 with the 8/8 portal. It's strongly connected to this full moon, and the reason why is because this full moon really opens up this portal. It kind of opens the gates of this portal. And I'm sure a lot of you have already been feeling the effects of this powerfully shifting time, this powerfully sort of distorted, warped portal that we're in. If you're attached to anything energetically, if you're attached to 3D especially, you're going to feel sort of this tossing and turning energy of drainage, if you will. It's like we're going down a drain. That's what came through in the last episode. But if you're able to find your center and your center balance, then you're able to move through this energy more easily and see things for what they are, sense things with a greater perspective, which always opens you up to seeing that greater picture that is playing out. I'm going to read what came through, but I also have the written transmission of this August full moon and Lionsgate energy forecast over on my blog. I'll post the link to that blog post in the description of this episode. At the end of this episode, I'm going to be reading through a quick and powerful intention that came through for this full moon, and something that you can integrate in your own full moon practice, as well as the Lionsgate. This full moon opens the doors of the Lionsgate. The awakening roars with the energy totem of the lion and lioness. There are no limitations except for the limitations that you hold in your mind. Your awakening brings powerful alignment of energy during this time, but you must return to the centeredness of your inner empowerment. Giving your power away to outside influences will only extinguish the fire of truth within. Your form of expression is your key to enlightenment. When you hold the freedom and ability to express your inner truth and light to share and shine upon others, you open awakening of truth upon the planet. You are in a powerful time of awakening, but those who are sleepy have most likely given their power away. So it's up to you to strengthen your conscious inner empowerment to return the tides back to normal. Your definition of normal will not be the same as ours, but basically when we say the word normal, it's about balancing these chaotic tides. It can only be balanced when you are able to establish balance within, and then share and activate it within others. This Lionsgate portal hands you your inner empowerment and inner truth, but you must be willing to receive it in faith. You have approached a fork in the road, and your ability to surrender into the flow of creation energy and trust that all is truly well is what will help you to direct the energy into the path that is calling to you. But this time requires energetic action. You must direct the energy into the path that you wish to take. Otherwise, you risk stagnating the energy into indecisiveness and doubt, which keeps you stuck just staring at the fork in the road ahead of you. If you are unsure as to how to direct the energy, soften into ease, flow, and surrender, and allow for your greater divine inner being to take over and direct your energy and attention into a specific current of inspiration and inspired action. Inspiration and inspired action are not forced by the mind, but are enacted effortlessly in ease, flow, and joy. The Lionsgate portal opens the doors of 5D, but more like it opens a plane of possibility. This open plane of possibility is what drives the soul to direct energy into manifestation. So when the soul is exposed to 5D inspiration or higher vibrational inspiration, it has an easier time knowing and understanding how it would like to direct energy to open manifestation of these things into your physical experience. So, take advantage of this time of open possibility, dreaming, and limitless inspiration to strengthen the vibration and knowingness of your soul. Allow your energetic attachments to the world to let go, release, surrender, and practice non-attachment. This is not the same energetic vibration as detachment or not wanting to exist in the world, but rather non-attachment and surrender and the ability to energetically let go of attachments is about softening your energy, like taking a deep breath and softening into that exhale that takes you into a very deep and centered place, where you can hold compassion for all and understanding of what is playing out in the world with greater perspective. The vibration of detachment and not wanting to exist in the world opens the vibration of resistance to what is. And when we talk about non-attachment, you're not resisting what is, but rather you're opening non-resistance and effortless being in the world. The world around you is in a state of powerful resistance, and your ability to open effortlessness and non-resistance and non-attachment will help you to lift high like a balloon able to float above the world. You're not burdened by the density and the harshness of duality, but rather opening the energy of that floating balloon is what opens ease and flow and your ability to see and sense greater energetic realms working at this moment. This Lionsgate portal opens a plethora of energy on many different realms. It feels like a smorgasbord of different dimensional beings, energy, and realms working at building new, leading-edge grids to step into. When I feel into this Lionsgate portal, 3D and the energy and all the chaos and duality of 3D feels so far away. It feels like we are in this sort of floating balloon energy where we're taking huge steps into new dimensional spaces. What it feels like is that 5D is complete, it's done, and within that 5D space, what it sort of showed me was like in Willy Wonka, they have those Oompa Loompas who kind of are caretakers of this sort of space in Willy Wonka. And so there are energy beings there that are sort of maintaining or taking care of the 5D space. But now it's like all the energy and a lot of dimensional beings are actually working in higher dimensions than 5D. So it's like 5D is done. There are caretakers there. There's energy that's maintaining that space in order to hold that space for collective energy, for collective and for the people to move into. But now what I'm feeling really strongly is a lot of energy is going towards creating even higher dimensional spaces. What this is telling me is that we've reached a threshold where there is no stopping the momentum of higher vibration or creating in higher dimensional spaces. So like the momentum of energy it's like already directed into moving into higher dimensions past and beyond 5D. So we have to have faith in the movement of where we're going and have faith in the movement of greater universal energy and planetary energy to take us into those spaces, and trust that everything going on right now is just simply part of that movement of spinning into 5D, of moving into 5D, because it's already done, it's already created. We just have to move into that space as a collective. And the momentum is there. So I'm seeing beyond 5D, and I've been seeing it for a while, 7D, 9D, there's a lot of action right now in 9D that I've been feeling in terms of higher dimensional beings, higher frequency energy working to create that. So it's going to start happening fast. And even in 5D, when we move into 5D as a collective, individuals are already working towards moving into 9D and into higher dimensions as soon as we move into 5D. So things are happening really, really fast. And to see and feel all of this movement in 9D is powerful. It kind of solidifies the strength of where we're going. And we simply, as human beings, need to focus on where we want to go, if that's what you choose, and direct our energy, intention into that space of where we want to create. Everything already exists. Everything in the universe already exists. It's just in our now moment, we have access to everything that already exists, but we also have access to our now moment to experience. And in this now moment, what I'm feeling is that creation in 9D. It is the solidification of 5D, and it is the movement from 3D into 5D. In other words, this is the fork in the road. The scale is tipped, and this tipped scale is calling for you to let go of 3D, let go of the balloon, and embrace the limitless energy of 5D. Embrace the floating balloon and be that floating balloon, and allow for universal energy, your inner being, to take you into those next dimensions. Letting go of 3D is not about pretending that 3D doesn't exist or turning your back on 3D and ignoring it, but it's about letting go of how you are being affected by 3D. Letting go of 3D is about opening space between your energy and the dense duality energy of 3D. For example, if duality is asking you strongly to take a side, or to be fearful of something, or to judge or dislike someone because they're going against the grain or going against your beliefs, then essentially what that energy is doing is it's calling for you to attach. So it's getting you to create those attachments to 3D, which will then therefore ground you in 3D. But if you choose to respond to these feelings of 3D and to the things that are going on in 3D with your sense of greater perspective, and in that greater perspective is your knowing that all is truly well, number one, but also that everything that's presenting itself is just simply this bubbling pot of energy manifesting in many different ways in order to break the seams of 3D and open a higher sense of reality. So when you have that perspective, then you can release control and you can release the attachment to what is, to what's playing out in 3D, and you can begin holding stronger space in 5D integration, not only for yourself, but for the entire collective and planet. Not taking a side when duality calls is not about being ignorant to your social issues and conflicts of the planet. But not taking a side is about not feeding the energy of duality. Not taking a side is about holding space for both sides to open energy that will take them into freedom one way or another. Not taking a side is about using your energy to focus on where you're going as a collective into 5D. It's not about feeding the cycles where you are and what has been. And so when we say don't take a side, it's because usually when a person does take a side, it creates those attachments that ground them into 3D. If you are passionate about a social issue or something that's coming up as a conflict in the world, there are many ways that you can still express your voice. There are many ways that you can still take action to be heard, to share your light and your knowledge, and open your greater soul purpose. Because, again, oftentimes when you feel called to speak about these things, especially everything going on in the world right now, you are a vessel for change. So there is soul energy there wanting to be expressed through you, but you want to do this in a way where you're still holding space for movement into 5D rather than holding space of perpetual stagnation in the cycles, in the old energetic cycles of 3D. That's where the power is at. Remember, do not allow your hate to be stronger or louder than your love. Do not get caught up in the attachment to the old stories or to past energy, but use your inner being to share how we can transmute old or past energy into new energy, into lighter, higher vibrational energy. Use your inner being to bring focus and attention on where you can lead people into embracing change for a more united and unified 5D experience. There are many people who feel powerless at this time. I get a lot of messages about this, and I'll probably do another video speaking more about this and sort of the changes and things that are going on in the world and how it's leaving a lot of people feeling powerless. But at this time, you must know that your ability to find inner empowerment during a time of powerlessness is what activates significant change within your greater soul. And there is nothing that exists in a vacuum, but everything is connected. And the changes that you make to your individual vibration to move out of powerlessness and into inner empowerment will ripple outward into the world around you. It is not your responsibility to fix the world, but it is your responsibility to shift your perception of it. It is your responsibility to shift your energy and your vibration. This is because the time and the energy that you spend towards trying to control what you cannot control will eventually lead to a fish drowning in water. You must start where you can, and it always starts with you. The changes that you make within will create massive changes without, but you're never going to be able to perceive those massive changes without if you do not first create those massive changes within. You are not helpless, you are not powerless, but you are a powerful creator being, and remembering who you truly are is remembering that all is truly well. There is powerful energy of movement and creation in the upper realms and higher dimensions upon the planet. You have access to all of it right now, in the here and now. But the question is, where does your focus, your intention, and your vibration currently lie? So now I want to read a powerful intention that you can integrate for this full moon as well as for the Lion's Gate portal. The energy of all is within me now. I choose what energy to prosper and what energy to release. I intend to create a reality in energetic alignment to who I truly am and what I truly want. And so it is. And that's what wanted to come through for this August full moon, the opening of the door of the Lion's Gate portal, especially on 8/8. You're integrating this energy right now. You're integrating it throughout the full moon, throughout the Lion's Gate, throughout the entire month of August. And that's what wanted to come through at this time. So thank you so much for being here, listening in, and for all of your support. This podcast can now be found on all podcast platforms. So listen and subscribe on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and as always, it's available on YouTube as well. Thank you again for being here. I'll see you in the next episode. And remember, all is truly well. Oneness, love, and peace be with you.